Hello everyone, today we will talk about surface area of a cylinder. Now let us recall what cylinder is. A cylinder is a solid figure that has two circular bases and it has a curved face. This is how the net of a cylinder looks like. Again, it has two circular bases which are congruent to one another and its curved face looks like a rectangle. Now let us recall as well what surface area is. Surface area is the sum of all the areas of the faces of a certain solid figure. Now let's take a look at this cylinder here. Given the following measures, what will be the surface area of this cylinder? For us to solve for its surface area, let's take a look first at its net. Again, the net of a cylinder has two circular bases and a rectangle. So for us to compute for its surface area, we need to know first the areas of the two circular bases and this rectangle here, then we add them all together. Now let's start with the areas of the circular bases. To solve for the area of a circle, we use the formula pi r squared, wherein pi is equal to 3.14. Given that the radius of the circular base of this cylinder is 5 centimeters, we'll have 3.14 times 5 centimeters squared. Okay, and 5 centimeters squared is equal to 25 square centimeters. Multiplied it by 3.14 will give us 78.5 square centimeters. Again, this is the area of this one circular base here. But since these two bases are congruent to one another, we can just simply multiply the area of one circular base by 2 to get the area of the two circular bases, which is now equal to 157 square centimeters. Now let's find for the area of this rectangle here. This rectangle has a width of 10 centimeters and its length is not yet given. Okay, but we know that this length here is equal to the circumference of our circular bases, because for us to form a cylinder, we have to connect this length here with the circular base. Okay, so to solve for the length of this rectangle here, we will use the formula 2 pi r. Okay, so to find, again, this is 2 pi r. To find for the area of this rectangle here, we multiply the width and the length. So we'll have 2 pi r times the height, which is 10 centimeters. Substituting the given information, we'll have 2 times 3.14 times 5 centimeters times 10 centimeters. And that is equal to 314 square centimeters. Again, this is the area of this rectangle here. Adding the area of the rectangle and the two circular bases, we'll have 471 square centimeters. And this is now the area or the surface area of our cylinder. So what exactly is the formula that we will use in getting the surface area of a cylinder? Again, using the net of our cylinder, we'll have the area of one circular base is pi r squared. The area of the other circular base is also pi r squared. But since these two circular bases are congruent to one another, we just simply have to multiply the area of one circular base by 2 to get the area of the two circular bases. Then for the rectangle here, we'll have 2 pi r, which is the length of this rectangle, which is also the circumference of the circle, times its height. So the surface area of a cylinder is computed using the formula 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Now let's have some examples. Find the surface area of the figure here. Okay, so following our formula 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, let us substitute the given information. We'll have 2 times 3.14 times 5 centimeters squared plus 2 times 3.14 times 5 centimeters times 15 centimeters. Okay, performing the given operations, we'll have surface area of this cylinder is equal to 628 square centimeters. Let's try another. Okay, so this time we have 7 inches as the diameter. Okay, but for our formula, we'll need the measure of the radius. So for us to find for the radius, we simply have to divide diameter to 2. So instead of substituting 7, we'll use 3.5 for its radius. So we'll have 2 times 3.14 times 3.5 inches squared plus 2 times 3.14 times 3.5 inches times 10 inches. Performing the given information or the given operations, will have the following. And the surface area of our cylinder here is equal to 296.73 square inches. Next, again, the formula that we will use to find for the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. Substituting the given information, we'll have 2 times 3.14 times 6 feet squared plus 2 times 3.14 times 6 feet times 9 feet. Substituting or performing the given operations, we'll have the following. And the surface area of this cylinder here is equal to 565.2 square feet. Now, let's try to apply this in our word problem. The diameter of a cylinder is 4 centimeters. Its height is twice its diameter. What is its surface area? Again, for us to solve for this word problem, we will be using the formula in finding for the surface area of a cylinder, which is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. But it's given that 4 centimeters is a diameter. Okay, so for us to compute for or solve for the radius, we'll just have to divide 4 by 2, and that will give us 2. So our radius here is equal to 2. Now for the height, it is stated that the height is twice its diameter, meaning to say we have to double the diameter. Okay, so if the diameter is 4 centimeters, it follows that the height of the cylinder is 8 centimeters. Okay, since we now have our radius and our height, we can now substitute this given information in our formula. So we'll have 2 times 3.14 times 2 centimeters squared plus 2 times 3.14 times 2 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Following the given or performing the operations given, we'll have the following informations. And we'll have the surface area of this cylinder here equals to 125.6 square centimeters. Okay, so that's it for our lesson for today. Thank you for listening.